Jenna Coleman. Let's bring her out. Give a round of applause for Miss Jenna Coleman.
To your very first North American convention.
They've been coming to see you back all day, and everyone's really excited.
Oh, and thank you for having me. It's good to be here.
Great. Anybody? I know this is silly, but questions. If you have questions, there we go. Hi, Clara.
Hi. I've been waiting. So first of all, I wanted to thank you. Like she said, I know that it means a lot to all of us that you came out here, and that you know you don't come to cons often, so thank you. Secondly, I want to know what is the quote that either gets you through the day or is the most inspirational quote that you know?
So simple. Work hard and be nice to people. As earnest as that sounds, but I think I like the simplicity of that, and it's on a poster in my house.
Thank you.
Hi there.
Hi.
I think I speak on behalf of everyone here that we are so happy you're coming back for season 9. This probably has to come to an end at some point. So I was wondering if you could have any job in the whole world, what would you choose?
Well, also any job ever.
Sure, acting or not.
I always wanted to be a writer, or I was always interested in casting, directing, just because I think that means you have any excuse in the world to get to go to the movies or the theatre every single night and kind of say, well, it's my job. I was always really interested in Egyptians when I was little, so maybe an archaeologist. Hi. So many of you already. Hello.
Of all the episodes you've done, what has been your favorite episode to do?
Still, it is Snowman to me. Still, I think because in story terms, it kind of felt like Clara got to meet the Doctor for the first time. Because Oswin in Asylum of the Daleks, I was filming the green circle, which was Matt. So he came in to rehearse, and then he went off with Karen. And Arthur was still around, so he was filming something else. So I had to do all of my dialogue with this green circle, with the voice coming in and out. So the Snowman for me felt like the first time Clara met and fell in love with the Doctor and had her first adventure. I think there's something about first times and the reason there can be so magical about that episode, and the image of the TARDIS set amongst the clouds and that of the stars as well. So for me, that's particularly special.
I love that scene where you drop the carrot and Doctor Who.
Yeah. There's some good stunts in that episode. I remember getting really cocky about that actually, about how falling backwards off the cloud and I could do my own stunts. So they decided to then up like the kind of the mattresses that I had to fall backwards on. So that's what happens when you get too overconfident. Look, hi.
So I just wanted to ask if you, I'm sure noticed, we've got quite a bit of a following of Clara fans that do like her outfits. So do you have any say in what you wear here this season?
There's a lot. It's Howard, a person who used to do the costumes, and we work together a lot. And I think especially starting off with Oswin and kind of defining the different Claras, different echoes of Clara, and then working on the modern day look and her growing up, and actually how to be a strong feminine woman who can also practically run around is really interesting. The main things we actually have to look at in each episode is, it is to the point of, so we're climbing on top of a castle during a night shoot, and then having to do this, so does she need to be in trousers? Sometimes it literally comes down to the fact of that, and then having to to really get the character through. And, you know, like this season was a lot of Clara teacher mode and Clara off mode. So there's so much to play with within the episodes, as well as finding the practicalities of what Doctor Who is.
Great, thank you.
Thanks.
Hi.
Hello.
My name is Rissa. I run Clara on Cosplay, which is a Facebook page where I post the breakdowns for Claire's outfits so people can buy them.
Yeah.
And I asked people to come up with questions to ask you, and the one that everybody wanted to know was, which of Claire's outfits was your favorite?
Again, I keep hopping back to Summer. Although Oswin was really, I see so many cosplayers in Oswin as well. I just think any excuse to wear an egg whip is brilliant. And then period Clara, kind of basing it on Mary Poppins and Nancy from Oliver and mixing the two characters. And then it's just great, you know, this season we went to the 20s and Robin Hood, so it's kind of within each episode you get to do like a contemporary Clara version of going into that period. I really enjoyed Mummy on the Orient Express. That was fun. That was gorgeous. Hi.
I wanted to say you're my favorite companion
Thank you.
so far. And my question was, what is your biggest fear, and has Doctor Who added to any of your fears or made them better or worse?
I don't know. And all my friends at school used to make fun of me for this. I always had a fear of awkward silences. I don't know what that was. Like on the phone, if there was ever an awkward silence, I had to like speak really, really, really quickly, and I don't know what I'm saying. I'll just say something. So it's that, and I suppose Doctor Who had, because we went having to do so much talking and coming out. I mean, you know, seriously, you know, talking with loads of people, and so actually, yeah, it has helped a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So what I wanted to ask you was, I know because people are so very diverse, we all have some talents. I'm sure everyone's room has something that they like about themselves. My question for you is, what is your hidden talent, and how come, like, if you could put it on film anyway, would you, like, forming the alphabet or something?
Can you work the alphabet? Fortunately, no. I don't think I have any hidden talents. I don't know what to say to you. I'm really good at hide and seek.
So would you do an episode where
I want to hide inside a Dalek from the runners on set, and that went really well. So they go around the studio looking for you, and I'm inside a Dalek. I think it's because I can fit into small places. It means I'm very adept.
Thank you.
Hi, Carl.
Hi.
And your opinion, who was your favorite Doctor? Agnes, Maxwell, Peter Capaldi, and
Ask this question.
I have one thing. Why did you refuse my Jamie Dodger?
It was pre-lunch. I thought you looked at it, Edwin. I love Jammy Dodgers. I'm just going to put that out there. I can't answer the question between Matt and Peter because I love them both just as much as each other.
Hello. You were one of the few companions that met more than one doctor, like during regeneration and special like anniversary episodes. How did it feel to be just not David Tennant, but the famous Tom Baker?
Really cool. I wasn't actually in that scene, but I came into work with Stephen Moffat, and the two of us sat and watched the scene being filmed. It was just like two generations colliding. It was great because they were improvising as well, Matt and Tom together. So that was really interesting to see. But the 50th itself, filming that felt like such a celebration. I think partly because it was it's Dr. Who's birthday, and then also David Tennant and mine during filming, so we had a lot of cake. But the whole thing, like having Billy there, and it was just, and John Hurt, who's such a dude, it was just a real celebration. It was a real special one. And it's such kind of a, I get to say I did a scene with William Hartnell, technically, so that's kind of a cool
your character any differently, going from Matt Smith's doctor to Peter Capaldi's doctor?
Yeah, it was really interesting because it was all in the writing, but it's kind of it's always a really interesting process starting Doctor Who because every episode is its own self-contained adventure. So it's what is the dynamic, what is the chemistry, and how does it change? And often it all kind of just takes care of itself. But I think it is the question of relating to your best friend who is a completely different person and has a new face. Like, what would you do? How do you kind of carry on from that? So it was really interesting storytelling and really interesting writing of how this friendship is so bonded in history, but then has to be something totally new as well. And it was a lot to do, with what Peter was doing in creating his doctor, and then just figuring out how you can relate to that, and then it takes its own journey and becomes its own thing.
Have you ever tried or can you make a souffle in real life?
Okay. Souffles are really difficult to make. They are really tricky. Have you ever tried it?
No.
I once had to, there was, what episode was it? It was towards the end of season 7, and modern day Clara had to be in the kitchen trying to make a souffle. So I googled it the day before, and you can watch a YouTube video of someone trying to make a souffle. It's really difficult.
Okay, and my second question is, in Flatline, did you feel clever when you came up with that idea of painting that door on that back of that map and restoring energy to it with those bumpers?
Yeah, it was Clara's aha moment, I think. That episode was so cool because A, I got a sonic screwdriver for a whole episode. And B, it was kind of everything in that episode was imaginary. So the monsters were all CGI, so I can actually see them. It's like kind of reacting to that on the floor, but there's nothing there. And then Peter was in my handbag, and the whole episode was totally talking to an imaginary doctor in your handbag and with imaginary monsters with an imaginary kind of headset and voice. So the whole you should watch it again, knowing that it's quite funny. Thanks. Hi.
Hello. My question is, a lot of people seem to think Clara is a bit bossy. What do you think?
I think sometimes the doctor needs bossing around.
I have one more question. How did you feel being the senior on set when Peter came along and you had already been companion with Matt?
It didn't feel any different. It just felt like we were two actors finding new things together. It wasn't, it's interesting because a lot of people say that, you knew the ropes and you were, and it's not like that at all. I think especially when somebody comes on as talented and experienced as Peter and is taking on, creating his version of the Doctor, you've got to be there ready to support and be as open as possible to work together to figure out what it is that it's going to be and what the Doctor's going to be. And it's really exciting because you can see it developing in front of your eyes. You can see, I remember the first day, and it's a scene where Matt's Doctor would have been running around the TARDIS and Clara would have been kind of chasing behind him, kind of picking up the pieces. And Peter, he just stood there, and instead of, the room came to him, whereas Matt's Doctor, he goes out to the room. So that's kind of a really big, interesting thing that changed, actually. It's a case of just working together, I think, rather than saying, I'm the old girl.
Thank you.
If you could be any other companion except for yourself, who would you be?
Ooh, I think I would be Amy Pond.
Yeah.
I think that story was very beautiful of how they met as children and then it all came full circle. I thought it was a very beautifully told story and their bond was really enjoyable. And they were good friends, that's what I really enjoyed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
I won't ask you to choose between Matt and Peter, but what did you like about the 11th Doctor and what do you like about the 12th Doctor?
They're both really cool. They're both amazing actors. They're both very good friends. They both take care of me. They are both brave and creative and really funny and silly. And yeah, they're both. I'm very lucky to have them both as my leading actors. Thanks.
All right. Yo, I'm Rachel. A quick message from my brother. Okay. He says, quote, he loves you and your bae. And your bae. Okay, my question. I know we do a bunch of these QA sessions, like all around everywhere. So my question is, what is the strangest question / creepiest / weirdest thing that you've been asked at one of these Q&A sessions? And then what was your answer?
I don't think I can repeat it.
I'm serious. I mean, earmuffs? All I'm going to say is it happened today.
Today?
Really?
And it's to do with being bigger on the inside.
Anyway, my question is,
Yeah.
how did you feel your first day on set as the Slay Girl? You know, your first episode.
Well, like I say, it was the strangest day because I arrived and I was in front of Dalek. And I was just talking to a green screen. And for me, I've never had that experience in an actor before. So I spent 2 days sat in Osmond's seat just looking at a green circle. So that was really like quite an unusual experience. So it was a couple of weeks actually before I was with Matt and on the TARDIS and doing that as well. So it was an introduction to Doctor Who to spend 2 days talking to yourself effectively. It was quite strange.
Anyway,
Alright, hello.
Hello.
So, quick question. What is out of all the sonic screwdrivers, which one do you think is your favorite?
Did anybody see John Hurt? It was so funny because it was so small. Everything that he had, like Matt would do his and David would do his, and then John was like. I think John Hurt is my favourite because it just looked, the image was so funny because he looked so like annoyed at it at the same time. So I think John Hurt is probably my favourite.
Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you.
Are you mad at Moffat for killing you?
I mean, Moffat started me off in the job by killing me, so it kind of became very normal very quickly. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Hello, Jenna. You have been my favorite companion of any doctor so far.
Thank you.
I would just like to ask the question, were you a little sad when you saw Matt go? And what has been your favorite episode with Peter so far?
I was so sad to see Matt go. I cried buckets. It's just, I don't know what it is about Doctor Who, but people coming and going, and you just become very, I don't know if it is the nature of the stories and the storytelling, and you go off and have adventures together, and it's the two of you living this mad world, but you become very close very quickly. It's really, really emotional when somebody leaves because I think it's a moment in time that you know you're never going to have again. But it was such a strange day on the Regeneration Day because, you know, I mean, on all of Matt's takes when I was the other side of the camera, I was kind of trying to hold it together, but I was just crying buckets on Matt's side of the camera. And then, you know, Matt leaves the set, and then also you've got this really exciting moment of, but it's a whole new era, and I'm going to make this new friendship with Peter. So you're kind of experiencing these really two extreme emotions at the same time. Yeah, what was the other question?
What was your favorite episode with Peter so far?
I really enjoyed in The Forest of Night in terms of where we were shooting in the summer and we're in the middle of, it kind of felt a bit Jurassic Parky, but with like London bus stops and stuff. And Listen, I thought was a really strong episode.
Hi. my question is, what was your first impression of Peter?
We went for lunch together and we'd never met. So it was really funny because he had been cast as the Doctor because we never auditioned together. And then we went for lunch and it was kind of like going on a blind date. And we both ordered omelettes and we were like, it's a great sign. But just, you know what, he's really, the way I describe him is the most sensitive and joyful and witty man that I've ever met. I think that would be my first opinions of him, and also from day one, despite the fact that it's his first day, he really looked up to me.
What's your favorite thing about the relationship between Claire and the Doctor?
Just the history between them, I think. I think it's this undefinable thing that you can't put your finger on. And that they are completely bonded. Yeah, it's an unlikely friendship. It's kind of like being best mates with your dad. But you know, it's a very unlikely pairing, which is what I like about it. Hello.
So, with the 10th Doctor, the first face you saw was, and I'm not talking about the actress, the other character, the first face you saw was Rose, and the last face you saw was the earlier version of Rose before she met him. And the first face the 11th Doctor saw was Amy, and the last face you saw was also Amy. So, do you think you'll be the last face that the 12th Doctor sees?
I wish Stephen Moffat was in speed dial right now. Only he will know.
What's your favorite Doctor Who monster?
I really liked the Whispermen, and then also Weeping Angels. And Silence. Can I have three?
I'm going to go off the track of Doctor Who a little bit. What was it like working on the set of Captain America?
Oh, it was great, yeah. I only had a very small part. I only did about 4 days. And it was great. It was kind of great just to pop up and observe, really. It was a huge set, kind of like the biggest room, lots of green screen. And just really fascinating to see how a movie like that comes together.
Thank you.
So my question is, how much longer do you think you'll be on Doctor Who? No offense to Whovians or Jenna, but I'm just curious.
How do I answer the question without opening any can of worms? You will have to wait and see. It's the most boring answer for you, but yes, you'll have to wait and see. We're filming at the moment, so I'm still around for the time being. Hi.
I was curious with all the rumors of you leaving last Christmas, in the episode last Christmas, was that twist planned that you would come back? Or what was the story behind that?
Yeah, the story was basically my contract was up at the end of season 8. And it was a choice whether to stay on or not. And then there was discussions about when story terms would be best. So that was the why we weren't confirming or denying anything for quite a while, because it was trying to suss out how best in story terms would be the best way to go. So you'll have to wait and see how that happens. Thank you. Thank you. And this will have to be our last question. I know.
On that note, I do want to start off by saying thank you very much for making our con your first American Con.
Thank you.
And following up a little bit on what he just said, I do want to say that we're very grateful that you did come back. So we're looking forward to seeing more of you in the next season. And And this actually has to do with a little bit of what might come, and you may or may not be able to answer this, but since it's the last question, I should ask.
Okay.
Peter Capaldi posted or made, not it might have been a rep, posted a picture on his Facebook page of himself and on a river song on the Taurus. Is there any possibility you might be able to talk about that?
Peter Capaldi, I feel, definitely doesn't have a Facebook page because he can barely even send a text message. I'm not using emojis. You guys have emojis, right? Yeah. I'm watching his face trying to understand emojis. It's hilarious. So all I can say is I'm pretty convinced that's probably not Peter's Facebook page.
Okay, it's fan page, but it's still an interesting thought, and I appreciate the answer.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much.